Why do you think Julie was acting like she cared for Bryce at the end of the dinner? I said she finally saw the real him and started to believe him.
Yeah, to that question, I would say because she always looked at his eyes, like as she said, but now she's starting really to get him, and that when she was mad at him for talking to her about her dad's brother, her uncle, she just thought he was a jerk, but he was trying to apologize, and she didn't really let him speak. So yeah, Henry.
Wait, what's the question?
Why do you think Julie was acting like she cared for Bryce at the end of the dinner?
Because how he kind of I don't know. Why do you think she acted?
Alright, you want me to go?
Yeah.
So I said, do you think Julie will ever get a rooster? Because I feel like if the story would keep going, do you think she would ever get a rooster? Because she was talking about
I think she would if she was still continuing to want money and make money. I think she would, and I think she wouldn't because she probably doesn't want the same thing that would happen with Bryce, with the throwing away with the egg. So I think yes and no.
I think no, because with the egg thing, she might not want another chicken rooster type of thing.
Okay.
She didn't like the eggs. My first question is Julie still mad about the eggs?
I say yes and no because she's like one of those people. I think she's bipolar. She always one time she likes Bryce, the other time she's like, oh, I don't want nothing to do with. The next time, oh yeah, his eyes are literally like the blue waters and all this. So I think yes and no at points in the periods of the book.
I would say yes and no because sometimes she refers to that I don't like him anymore because of what he did with the eggs, but yeah, she's still likes him, I believe.
Yeah, at the end of the book when she was with her mom in her bed when she was talking about how all the stuff that he did to him, and now he finally likes her.
I said I think she is still mad about the eggs, but not as much as she was at the beginning.
Yeah. My second question was, why do you think the dad was hammering the boys about the album and the music?
I think he was doing that because he was remembering his old days when he said he was in a band and he just really wanted to know, and how he's there's no recording studio around here, how did you do that and all that stuff, and we did ourselves, so.
I said that because he said that they were saving up their whole life since they were 12, and I think he just didn't think kids should have that much money at one period and buy that expensive equipment.
And then he's they're drug dealers, but he just didn't really know a lot
and
about
then all that happened about calling him a bad word and all that crap.
Yeah.
I pretty much think what Tegan said.
Okay.
Yeah.
My second question was, do you think Julie and Bryce would ever date? Because now that Julie's finding the real Bryce and Bryce is finding the real Julie.
I say yes because right at the end it said
the very last sentence.
And right after that it said, maybe my mother's right. Maybe there's more Bryce. It's time to meet him in the proper light. And then maybe we should sit down and and talk to him a little bit more and sit on the porch and talk, and maybe I should go over there.
I think since the egg thing, she still might, the second to last page, she was, I don't know when, but she said, Bryce planted another sycamore tree for her.
Yeah.
So that, I think then Julie will know that he cares about her and he feels bad.
I said no because they keep flipping back and forth. In the beginning, they keep flipping, so I don't know if they're really going to ever, both like each other. But at the end, I'm kind of iffy now because Bryce is, all crazy about her because, he was climbing over her fence into her window and stuff, and now she's maybe I should meet him in the proper light,
What was your second question?
Is Julie still mad about the tree where he didn't go up
Well, before he planted the sycamore tree, I think she was furious and was still, bringing that back. as like what he didn't do to help her. Like, come up in the tree with me so they don't cut it down. And he said no and just got on the bus. So I think she's still mad about it. But then when Bryce planted another sycamore tree, she started to like let up a little.
Well, the interesting thing is that when you read Bryce's side, he's like, I will climb up as high as she wants me to, if that means for me to talk to her.
Yeah.
So I think she might be a little mad, but Bryce now, if that does really grow, I think that he'll do whatever to be with Julie.
Also, I said, like, if he could go back, I think he would do all the stuff that Julie would ask him to do just to get her to like him.
Mm-hmm.
I said no, because Bryce is planting a new sycamore tree, because it's pretty much what Tegan said.
Yeah.
And you said.
My third question, why do you think Bryce brought up the perpetual motion machine when they were talking in the at the basketball place? So, you want to talk about perpetual motion machines?
I think he was trying to get start another topic, and I don't think he was really trying to be smart like they said, because they're like perpetual motion, and they're like, what is that? And he's like, a machine that never stops without any external energy.
I said he couldn't stop thinking about Bryce because at the dinner, about Julie, because at the dinner, that's all, the dad, the grandpa, and Julie, that's what they were talking about, and he tried getting in it, but he didn't know anything about it, so I think he was thinking about Julie too much, and that's just what came to his head.
Yeah, and also Julie, on her side about the dinner, when they were talking about that, she also had no idea what they were talking about, but then she was just trying to keep away from looking for Bryce by saying words.
And, same thing, like the dinner, whole thing.
Mine, okay, do you think they will ever get to know each other by talking? Because at the end, they said they would like get to know each other, but but do you think they would? Like, do you think they would?
Well, if Julie keeps being the same her and like liking him, like now I really like him, but a week later, I got over him.
Mm-hmm, because
So I don't like if she keeps going back and forth with liking him and not liking him. I don't think they will ever. I think they just like when Julie doesn't like him, Bryce likes her.
Bryce locks himself in the room, but then when Bryce likes her, she locks herself.
Yeah. So
she's kind of like like whenever she likes him, that's all she can think about, and then whenever she doesn't like him for a week, then that's all Bryce can think about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go to the question. How did the character change from the beginning of the book to the end of the book? What caused this change?
Oh, I said Bryce has changed from being the receiver to the giver. So he was kind of like the one that had to deal with her so much and had to deal with her being the annoying one, bugging her. And now he's the one giving it to her, and he just can't.
Yeah, because I kind of agree. I agree with what you said, but also, in like the beginning of the book, Bryce is like the jumpy one, because the very first sentence of the whole entire book is, all I ever wanted is for Julie Baker to leave me alone. Now I think that Julie's gonna all I ever want is for Bryce Lowski to leave her alone.
If they made a second book, I think that would be the first.
Yeah, because he's like jumping over her fence, knocking on her window, ringing the doorbell, calling her.
I said Bryce was like kind of like shy and kind of mean-ish, and then Julie was kind of like, all she could think about is Julie for the Bryce was thinking about.
What was yours? What'd you say? I said, for the second question, I said,
let's do the theme last, because that's like the most interesting.
What qualities of the story made it memorable? You can focus on the story or the way it was written. Explain your answer.
I said it's kind of like a weird book because it shows like what Bryce thought about like the sycamore tree and what Julie thought about the sycamore tree.
I said the qualities that made this memorable is how the book goes back and forth and getting both sides of the story. Like, because say when you read a book, you only get one side of what happened. The book would be twice as more interesting if you got the other side. So if you go back and forth, like what the two people were thinking when it happened.
Yeah, I said that the way something that makes the story memorable is the way it changed. I like the way the characters changed, like from flipped, and then also the way that you said that it gives both sides. As you said, they don't most stories don't give both sides. But in the beginning, Bryce thought that Julie was just kooky and weird, but when you read Julie's side, she liked him. So, if you didn't read Julie's side, you wouldn't think that she liked him.
You wouldn't know what happened.
Yeah.
This book would be
Oh,
like
yeah, never mind. You already
at least only like 100-page book if it only had one side.
Yeah. I hope they make the second book.
Yeah.
If they didn't, yeah.
Because it kind of
this
was
book
like a
amazing.
cliffhanger. Because all it said was, on the last page, all it said was, maybe my mother's right. Maybe there's more to Bryce Wilski than I know. Maybe it's time to meet him in the proper light.
Yeah, because I thought they were gonna like say something about them gonna date or something, and then but you're right, it's a cliffhanger, and a lot of people like cliffhangers. So yeah, maybe they will or they did.
I mean, I don't
know
think
if
they
made
will
another
because
book.
this was made in 2005,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because at the end of the book it says, don't miss Madeline Van Dranen's newest novel coming in 2003. So maybe they did make another one. So
Maybe Swear to Howdy is the second book because we don't know.
I don't know. And then our final question. What is the theme of the book, and what is the evidence through the book to support the theme? I said the theme is don't judge people by by what they do, judge them by who they are. Because Julie judged Bryce by what he did, what he did with the eggs and with everything. So I mean that's a little bit of why she should have been mad at him, but she never ever talked to him.
Yes.
So she didn't really know who he was. All she thought was he did with the eggs bad, his eyes good.
I said people can change over time if you just give them like time to show them. Actually, when the mom was saying people can change, and she was like, no, he can't, he hasn't. But she never physically sat down and have a conversation with him to actually get to know him. It was always like a 2 to 3 word conversation, like, oh, I'm sorry, and then she would just run away.
Interesting you say that because she said that no one can change, but she's the one that actually changed
Yeah.
too.
I said, it's like the theme is like a boy and a girl in middle school struggling to deal with like liking each other.
Yeah, back
so
and forth.
So they're both scared to tell each other that they like each other.
I'm sorry, but this seems like a 20 to 30-year-old love story. Because they're like, oh, I just need to talk to her. This isn't like an 8th grade a text conversation. This is like a calling, knocking on the door. This does not seem like it would be like a 12 to 13-year-old's love story.
Yeah. I just have a question again for you. It's not my end of question. Did you guys think that it was weird what he did in I think they called it like an NPR or something, where he just grabbed her. Yeah, where he just grabbed her right in the front of the room and just leaned in and then she just pulled away.
And then she always thinks he's a coward, but then at the mom says to kiss someone in the middle of a multi-purpose room with 30 to 35 people, that doesn't seem too cowardly.
Yeah.
Alright, we're done.